যে পথে মুক্তি মিলে, যে পথে মুক্তি মিলে, ডাকিলে কাঁদিলে গুরু ধ্যান বলে, সুখের পথে সেজে যায় কোলে। যে পথে মুক্তি মিলে, let the path to liberation, your moksha, be guided by the Guru. Om Vyapta Charachara Khanda Mandala Guru Dhyantar Shishitale Sampare Vipare Thariya Bhai Pare Bhakti Pushpanjali Dyao Dele Jepate Mukti Mile Jive Duridine Duranta Arhare Guru Bina Balake Bhave Nishtare বিষমা দুষ্টরে আতিশ বিষ্টরে জ্ঞানের আলো তিনি ধ্যান জ্বলে। যে পথে মুক্তি মিলে, যে পথে মুক্তি মিলে। Wow. You know, that is so important that we have to look for a guide, one who has traveled the path. That's why they come, these great souls, these incarnations come. Bhagavan Sri Krishna, Bhagavan Sri Ram, in different age. And they apply the best principles of that age. And Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, the age of truth, and so on. And in this Kali Yuga, the practicality of religion is to be the best guide, meaning that wherever we learn, we have to put it into practice. And less of mythology, as you can see, as we go forward and forward, less mythology, meaning that the gurus like Swami Parameshananda, when he came, everything was practical. And he looked at everyone because he knew that he's them. His lower nature is there, is our body. His higher nature is the life force in us. So then he has to look at everyone. There's no high, no low, even the animals and everything. But mankind is created and he has a free will. And different times the crisis come and he started from that the modern day Christianity. The Buddha has come and he started Buddhism. And you know, each religion, we always seem to say ours is better than the others. When that is being said, then we have to guard against, you know, we have to strengthen ourselves through our belief system, each one of us. Whether we believe in the Christ or the Buddha or Swami Parameshananda, whatever credible religion you may have, that's what you have to do. So this is something this morning. What you're seeing here is not like the camera is not working well, but it is the fog is heavy here in New York, Jamaica, Queens, and you can see in the background the Shiva Lingam. We'll go closer, but you can hardly see. There are other times that you can see so far, it's so bright and beautiful, but today you can't see. This is a play of nature. And our lives also, like sometimes we say to ourselves, I can't see my way out of these problems. One after the other, you will say. Well, these are the times that this is why we have this talk every morning. This is why that you pray, go to your altar every morning. This is why during the day you get a chance, you keep the name of the Lord or the God and Goddess that you will pray to very much alive. And this is how we come out of this fog, life's fog, confusion and sorrow and misery. And then we want to move into that place where it's bright lights. Like today we don't see the sun. Is that not the sun is not there, but we can't see it because it's covered. And so our lives is covered with this, the ignorance that you may want to call it, and we have to remove that ignorance. Om नागेन्द्रहाराय त्रिलोचनाय भस्माङ्गरागये महेश्वराय नित्याय शुद्धाय दिगम्बराय तस्मै नकारहे नमः शिवाय मंदाकिनी सलिलचंदन चर्चिताय नंदीश्वर प्रमातनाथ महेश्वराय मंदार पुष्प बहु पुष्प सुभूषिताय तस्मै मकारये नमः शिवाय शिवाय गौरी वदनारविंद्र सूर्याय दक्षाध्वरनाशकाय श्रीनीलकण्ठभ्रष्टध्वजाय तस्मै शिकारये नमः शिवाय वसिष्ठकुम्भोदव गौतमराय मुनीन्द्रदेवरचितशेखराय चन्द्रार्कवैश्वरलोचनाय तस्मै वकारये नमः शिवाय यक्षस्वरूपाय जटाधराय पिनाकहस्ताय सनातनाय दिव्याय देवाय दिगंबराय तस्मै यकारये नमः शिवाय पंचक्षरमिदं पुण्यं ये पति चैवास्ननिधौ शिवलोकं वाप्नोति शिवेन सह मोदिते जय शिव शंकर नमामि शंकर शिव शंकर शंभो जय गिरिजापति भवानी शंकर शिव शंकर शंभो जय गिरिजापति भवानी शंकर शिव शंकर शंभो ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय प्रभु नाम शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय प्रभु नाम शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय प्रभु नाम शिवाय Adorations to Lord Shiva, that God was always in that meditative position, and from that position he would send the vibrations in all of his creation to keep them stable and keep them connected. But we have to make an effort as humans to stay connected. And then we have Krishna Bhagwan, he would have come, and in the middle of that battlefield, his favorite disciple Arjuna would have got the message of the Bhagavad Gita. It's all encompassing. And you know, when I think of the Bhagavad Gita, Swami Parameshananda would have said that just read the Bhagavad Gita and meditate on the verses, and then you'll see all of it. Bhumi rapo analo vayo kamano buddhirevacha ahankariti yanme binna prakati ashtada. Hey Arjuna, who do you think I am? I am the five elements: earth, water, fire, air, and space. Arjuna, I'm your mind. Arjuna, I am your intellect. I am your abhiman, your ego. Okay, so Arjuna, if you're going to pray, you pray directly to me. Tapas vibhyodiko yogi jnani vyopidiko mata karma vyascha yogi tasmad yogi vavarjana. Arjuna is a preparation to come to me directly. Yes, do austerities, go to places of pilgrimage, do fasting for a day without drinking or eating, and also read the scriptures, listen to the holy ones, and then do your puja to the gods and goddesses. Ask Mother Saraswati for the knowledge, ask Mother Lakshmi for the wealth and the blessings, and all the other gods. And if you're Christian, you pray and ask the Christ, Lord, let thy will be done. And the Buddha, Lord Buddha, take away my suffering. Let me travel on that middle path. Give me enough so that I'll be contented of material things. And also this way, let me not get lost in this mundane world. And this is one of the prayers that we should want to have in our minds. And this morning, they let us chant some more slokas. Om Manmana Bhava Madbhakto Madhya Jeev Namam Namashkuru Mamaya Vaisyasi Satyam Te Pratijani Priyo Asime. Arjuna, give me your mind, and whatever you listen, whatever you think, surrender that all to me. Because from the thoughts, the words will come, and the action will come. Sarva dharmam parityaja mamekam sharanam draja aham tvam sarva papebhya mokshashami masacha. Hey Arjuna, I've told you all of this. I told you who I am. I told you how you can get into a relationship with me. I told you what are the signs of a person in relationship with me and one not in relationship with me. And Arjuna, I told you all about birth. I told you about death, about living this life. And I told you about what happens after you die. You learn all of this. All that you have to do now is surrender yourself to me. You have no other duties. All your duties are give it up and surrender it to me. But before we do that, he would have give us how we can do that. So Swami Parameshananda ji, let us pay adorations to him. Om Dhyana Moolam Guru Murti Puja Moolam Guru Param Mantra Moolam Guru Vakyam Moksha Moolam Guru Kripa Moksha Moolam Guru Kripa. Oh God, we meditate on your form, because that form will lead us into you without name and form. Oh Lord, we worship you in our devotion and our faith, full faith and devotion we worship you. And oh Lord, whatever you've said, let us follow it. Let us the wisdom to follow it. And why? Because we want to be just like you. So this morning, this is more prayers, and let us all sing something to Krishna Bhagwan. Huh? He's such a beautiful God. He's always a happy God. You know, I don't know about you, but whenever I'm consumed by worldly affairs, as a Swamiji, we're not supposed to, but sometimes, you know, you listen to so much of people's troubles. Instead of being like all the rivers flowing into the ocean, we always keep that in mind. But sometimes there are some lingering thoughts that people say, and they keep you a little tinge of it inside the mundane plane. But you notice when that happens, then confusion comes in the mind, suffering, mental suffering comes, and we are so disturbed over physical suffering. Swami Parameshananda, he would have pushed his body to endless limits. By the time he had calculated when he would have his sojourn on his earthly plane in this human body, he had it calculated that he had to accomplish so many things. And yes, lo and behold, when the body gave up, when the doctor said to him, Guruji, you cannot go and meet those 100,000 people there in Barishal waiting for you. Your heart is not is not ready for it. I've been giving you medicine, but I can't do it anymore. Me as a doctor, I have the hypocritical oath that I have to know when to say no to my patients. And I'm saying no to you. Your body cannot take this workload that you want to give it to. Please. And he knew exactly what the doctor was saying, because he is Antarayami. He is omnipotent, all-powerful, divine power is there in him. He's all pervading. He lives all over the He's in the all over the universe. When we do the Paduka worship, Sarvataha Pani Padam Tat Sarvato Akshi Shiro Mukham. Oh Lord, you have no physical form, yet you have feet all over place and all over hands all over the place, and you're directing your Leela from behind the curtain, as you said. And you have eyes all over seeing everything. So that omnipotent power you have, you're all pervading and you all knowing, you know the past, present and future, and how many times you've demonstrated that. Let us sing to the Lord now. Hari Sundara Nanda Mukunda, Hari Narayan Hari Om, Hari Keshava Hari Govinda, Hari Narayan Hari Om, Hari Sundara Nanda Mukunda, Hari Narayan Hari Om, Vanamali Murali Dhari, Govardhan Giridhari, Vanamali Murali Dhari, Govardhan Giridhari, Nit Nit Karma Kan Chori, Gopi Manhari, Nit Nit Karma Kan Chori, Gopi Manhari, Hari Sundar Nanda Mukunda, Hari Narayan Hari Om. आओ रे गाओ रे गोकुल के प्यारी, आओ रे खानदारे गोकुल के प्यारी, आओ रे नाचो रे रास रचाओ रे, आओ रे नाचो रे रास रचाओ रे, हरि सुंदर नंद मुकुंद, हरि नारायण हरि ओम, Hari Keshava Hari Govinda, Hari Narayan Hari Om, Hari Keshava Hari Govinda, Hari Narayan Hari Om. Isn't that beautiful? And don't you feel how you're lifting yourself from the burden of this worldly relationships, where the mind is so much entangled in this world? And this is why you can't see your way out, like we can't see beyond the fog here. This is such a symbolic morning that we use this fog as a symbolic of our lives. But we have to break through it. And when we break through it, with the help of the spiritual master, then everything will be so beautiful. Let us chant this Guru mantra. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya, 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 Om Namah Shivaya. Well, let's take this Sunday. For us in here in America, Jamaica, Queens, it's Sunday morning, and it's traditionally we go to the temple, and we set aside this morning, Sunday morning, to do worship. At least let us do that for one day. And little by little, when we get the sweetness, the bliss of praying and meditating, then we want to do it more. Because when we would have got the wisdom of understanding that the relationship with God is the only relationship that we should spend more attention to. Yes, let us do our duty to all our relationships, but let us have devotion. With faith and devotion, let us worship the Lord. Hari Om, Shanti, Shanti, Hari Om. Well, it's beautiful to have you this morning, and have a beautiful day in India and other places. It's afternoon coming up, and BHARAT SEVASHRAM saying all over the world. In Guyana, we're working very strongly to uplift that ashram. But you know something? The best foundation when you want to do God's work, Swami Parameshananda's work, BHARAT SEVASHRAM Sheng work, You have to build your spiritual strength. That's the foundation. If you try to do work for the ashram, barely on academic skills or skills of other earthly skills, mundane skills, then what will happen? You won't understand how you won't allow the guru to come into play. And I've seen that many times. And even on this Guyana SEVASHRAM chain that we're working with, many of the devotees who are on the team or we are associated with, they are not, that spiritual foundation is not there. And you could see without that, there's a little chaos, there's a little confusion, and everyone will come with their own mundane agenda, criticizing that one and like that. That is not how Swami Parameshananda ji did. We should learn from him, and also Purnananda ji. First, he gave that spiritual energy, and that magnetic divine power attracted young boys, and they became the brahmacharis, and they became his workforce, just like Swami Parameshananda ji did when he was in Bajipur, Bangladesh, during the flood in Asha, Shuni and Khulna, and moving over to now India. That's how he started. He would have first infused that divine power, and then that vision, that power, the divine power gives him the vision what to do. We should also do that. You should also do that. Hari Om, Shanti, Shanti, Hari Om. Golo Sisi Guru Maharaj ki Jai.